Just once in February every 2 years, high school football coaches and athletic directors around the entire state of Texas get together to see who their district opponents will be and to also finalize some scheduling. And while for many Texoma teams, nothing really comes as new to them on this day, some coaches say it's a time as exciting as Christmas. Right outside Red and Charlene McCombs Field, what could be considered one of the biggest softball venues in the state of Texas, Iowa Park played the biggest game in its program's history Thursday afternoon as the team matched up with Grandview, looking to cap off a dominating season with a win in the 3A Division I state championship game. A 3-6 record and just one win at home is never how you want to perform in conference. And as Midwestern State football looks to respond from those results in 2026, head coach Rich Renner came to Lone Star Conference Media Day with the same players that went through and understand that adversity together and are now looking to bounce back from it together. I'm here live in Friendship Park in Burke Burnett at the site of a World Cup watch party for the USA versus Turkey game. The US, they are already moving on. They're currently tied with Turkey 2-2. So regardless of the result tonight, they have guaranteed themselves a spot in the next round. For over 25 years, the American Basketball Association has brought another professional level to the sport with teams scattered all over the country. And when the Netburners take the court for their first game Saturday night, Wichita Falls will officially have one its community can root for. With just days before tip-off, the team met at City View High School Wednesday night for one final practice, fine-tuning a game plan and getting more comfortable playing together.
The chemistry has been great. These guys seem cool, nice, you know. We got to play some more games and stuff and get more team bonded, you know, the brotherhood. But so far, them guys are great.
Head coach Derek Harris is a vocal leader for the new squad. From running three-man weaves to working on ball movement, there's never a time on the court where his coaching can't be heard.
And I'm turning right here.
Full of energy, great guy, headstrong. I'm glad that he's our leader.
To many of the Netburners, they see playing basketball at the ABA level as a way to grow their game in so many ways.
Man, it's a dream come true. You know, it's not the NBA, but it's a great stepping stone to basketball.
It's all about experience, and it's all about putting yourself out there. You know, closed mouths don't get fed. So how you gonna eat if you ain't never talking?
And as they put on the jerseys Saturday night, they're grateful not only for the opportunity to play basketball at the professional level, but also for the chance to represent Wichita Falls.
It means a lot, actually, the community behind us and just the support system from everybody, even strangers, people, family. You know, it means a lot to be a part of the Wichita team, Wichita Falls.
And while the regular season won't start until the fall, the games now are about perfecting their style of play as a team and growing the Netburners' name. Tomorrow begins one of the most unique events in all of sports, the pinnacle of soccer. It's the FIFA World Cup, and it's being held right here in the United States. With all the festivities and excitement happening in the country, we take a look at how the events impact the local game. For the first time in over 30 years, soccer's biggest stage, the World Cup, will be played in the U.S. And while the sport historically hasn't been the country's most popular, local coaches believe now is a great opportunity to grow the game.
As far as a player development standpoint, it's super important to get everyone excited at this age. So when they get involved with club or even their high school soccer team, you know, there's a very big interest there to want to compete at the next level.
And when a big event that happens only once every 4 years comes to town, there's always going to be some extra chatter.
People that maybe weren't interested in it are kind of, you know, just paying a little bit more attention. And if we can get, you know, some kids that are maybe on the fringe as far as playing.
Now with the World Cup coming to the U.S., I talked to my buddies that play football. I've never had any type of exposure or anything. And they are really interested, and I think it's a good sign of the growth in the area.
Coach Marcelo Campolino is from Brazil. He said the 1950 World Cup in his country gave rise to a new era of the sport, from youth systems to the first professional league. He's hoping the United States will have a similar experience.
I think hosting right now, it might give that boost to local soccer, make kids more involved, and hopefully we can get better players and more players in the upcoming years.
I think it'll grow a lot. We've seen a lot of growth recently with even just towns like around here that are even smaller than Burke Burnett.
With 9 games being played in DFW, Texoma residents have the chance to watch a once-in-a-lifetime event up close.
I'm extremely excited. It's been a dream for me, and I'm going with my dad, and he wasn't able to go last time I was here.
The World Cup may be the opposite of just an everyday thing, but Campolino hopes this year's edition will leave a lasting impact on the younger generation even after it ends.
I just hope that it can bring more kids to play soccer or be more involved and watch more, things like that.
As we watch how the month-long event draws young players in Texoma closer to the sport, we'll definitely also be keeping our eyes on all the games, starting with Mexico versus South Africa tomorrow afternoon. Every summer, Big 12 Media Days comes to the Star in Frisco to give college football fans a glimpse into the upcoming season. And with the recent departure of top-rated quarterback Brendan Sorsby, Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire stepped onto the podium today to address how his team will readjust for 2026. A chaotic offseason can often bring about lots of uncertainty. However, Coach McGuire described this past one as a time that has made his team even more united.
You know, one thing that I truly believe in is to bring a team together. Shared success is part of it, but shared adversity brings you even closer. And, you know, the last couple months we've gone through some adversity.
And at a big program like Texas Tech, when one key player exits, another takes over. And right now, that seems to be Will Hammond.
Really fortunate to have a guy like Will Hammond. Where we're at right now, I can see Will Hammond starting the first game. And, you know, we'll leave that up to the doctors and the medical staff, but he's in a really good spot.
While Hammond will likely lead the entire team as the starting quarterback, his teammates talked about also doing their part in order to win another Big 12 championship.
We got to create turnovers to help Will out. We have a take-three mentality. If we take three, we win the game. That's what Coach McGuire says. We get 3 turnovers, we win the game.
I mean, at the end of the day, Coach preaches about us doing our 111. You know, everyone has to know and do their job. Like I said, you know, it doesn't really matter who's back there. Like, at the end of the day, I still got to snap the ball and I still got to block.
But most importantly for the Red Raiders, even with all the extra noise around them, they're the only ones who know the progress that they've made this offseason and what they can accomplish.
As you can see right now, it just seems like sometimes, you know, the whole world's against you. You know, all we have is each other. And, you know, no one really knows all the work we put in behind closed doors but us. So.
Joey McGuire and Texas Tech have just under 2 months before they put their football on display for their first game against Abilene Christian. Until then, they look to stay the course and keep moving forward. There's only one Texoma team left standing in the high school softball playoffs right now, and they are the Iowa Park Lady Hawks, who have now three-peated an appearance in the regional finals. This afternoon, I stopped by their practice to talk about how it feels to be back in the same position again. And even if making it this far in the playoffs is nothing new to the team, the road it takes to get here isn't an easy one. Just an hour and some change south of Wichita Falls, the Throckmorton Greyhounds are working to bounce back from a 2-8 season, and in doing so, they've reunited with someone who's brought them to the top of the sport once before. This upcoming football season, Midwestern State will be wearing new uniforms. What's going to happen to the old ones? Well, they're now up for sale for you to purchase. Fans can head to the football tab of MSUmustangs.com and buy their own authentic game-worn maroon or white jersey. Heads up, inventory is limited, so act fast if you want to secure your new memorabilia. Tonight we have another big evening of high school all-star sporting events, and we'll start by recapping the FCA Battle at the Border game between Texas and Oklahoma. We're going to start midway through the first quarter. Zach Abbott drops back to pass, heaves one up in the air, and Iowa Park's Gideon Towner comes down with the interception for Texas. He's fired up after that. The defense, they had a big night with multiple picks. Second quarter now, Burks Brody Boyd. He's going to throw a lob to the sideline, and Henrietta's Cooper Coleman leads up to high point the ball for the catch. Then later, Electra's Austin Lacker turns on the Jets and bursts free all the way inside the 5-yard line. And how would that possession finish off? Coleman and Boyd, they connect once again on this fade for the Texas touchdown. After rain stopped the game early, Texas won 35-0.